This time on Nugget Garage, it's feeding time at the zoo.
This time in Nugget Garage, we're doing a startup video of all of our cars. The tracks are starting to open up pretty soon, so these things haven't gone anywhere, obviously, with all this COVID stuff. So it's time to start kicking them in the guts and get some fluids moving.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have let them sit around with the 85 in them that long.
Yeah, a few people have actually asked, where's Kevin? And more so, what happened to Barry? Well, they're just chilling, because they can't do anything else.
And there's some other cars sitting around that will introduce and
so
start.
obviously you've seen these ones, but you haven't seen that one, or 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 the other one out there.
That one's all wear that one.
Come on, it's part of it. It's
It is.
doing it. I'll do it when you're not looking.
Alright, so I've got my portable electrons, because we're going to need them.
They're all going to be
we
flat.
can get through a few of these before we die of the fumes.
Yeah, so we're going to show you all of our junk. This is him.
Alright, so this is an MX-83 Cressida. It was in perfect condition until I drove it into a pole at home. The customer actually gave it to me about a year ago. I had to put a guard on it and a door. Still a 7M, still hasn't got a blown head gasket, not sure how. I made a drunk number plates purchase. They're probably worth 3 times what the car is. Well, that's me. So it's got a 7M in at the moment. It is scheduled for an engine conversion. You may have seen that get pushed past Kevin. Oh no, not this one. Actually pretty good engine for these because the sump configuration is perfect. And I'll probably demonstrate why it needs an engine conversion shortly.
Oh.
We're not off to a good start.
What's going on with Grandpa? Grandpa never fails. Grandpa's got no electrons.
Grandpa, you savage.
Alright, where's the box of electrons?
I wouldn't think it would need it on this one.
That's charged, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
It's going to need to be. Alright, come on, Grandpa.
Come on, Grandpa.
Oh. The starter motor.
Yeah. It's too cold. He's got arthritis.
Gramps, what's going on? Gramps has never failed.
Maybe Gramps is seized up.
Gramps has got the COVID.
That sucks. Oh, there we go. That was a good noise.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're going to make one of those really long and hard to watch videos out of this, aren't you?
Yes.
Good compression.
Come on, Gramps. Yeah.
I'll try and...
It's gone, mate. He's gone. It's finally given up. It's given up. Time to let go, bro. Time to let go.
This thing has been flawless. That camera is a fucking curse.
Gramps is, sorry Gramps.
Anyway, so...
Gramps is done. You don't get to see Gramps. Yeah. You're not missing much.
Have you seen Uncle Buck? That's what it would have been like. Smoky. Alright, so a few people have asked about this one. It's been in the background of a few videos. Basically, it's a Swift GDI. I think it's from Croydon or New South Wales or something like that originally.
Yeah, Croydon.
He used to have some weird sexy boy something plates on it when it was down there. Anyway, it's an old turbo conversion. Well, it's a G13V, but I think it's like an AVO manifold and a bit of a time capsule thing. My wife had one of these when we were first together and before that, so I figured I'd buy her one. Next door's going to paint it for me, and I'm going to put an Elite 750 on it because it's got an MT Microtech in it now, and it's a pain in the ass.
What turbo's on it now?
Some jigger.
Some jigger turbo. Good description, bro. Can you fit?
No. On this episode.
That's 2 from 2.
I have no idea why it's idling that high.
So this has got pretty big cams in it too, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's got aftermarket pistons and rods and crap.
You right, Chubbs?
It's not a bad thing. Right,
Do you want me to do the startup so I can fit between the cars? Or?
If you want. There you go. You talk about this one.
Alright, this one.
Give me the
This
camera.
one. You talk about that one because you bought it from the side of the bloody mountainside.
So in a few months, maybe more, that we're doing a wrong wheel drive challenge. The idea is you had to buy a $1,000 front wheel drive car, has to be NA, and then you can spend $1,000 on it. You can turbocharge it, but you've got to keep the standard NA ECU, so it's all going to be ghetto rig stuff, which is
Should be a bit of fun.
what we like. It's going to be drag racing, circuit racing, skid pan, and cruising for chicks or something.
We're not winning that part.
So we found this in northern New South Wales. It was actually stuck in someone's front yard, down an embankment, and we pulled it out in the wet with a trailer and a Land Cruiser.
Whose decision was this?
Is this like this time a Nugget Garage?
I think so. Nothing's ever fucking easy.
We buy a project from a cliffside.
Seemed like a good idea at the time, but it's got a pretty decent front end hit, so it's not ideal. It does have coilovers in it, and it does have slotted and vented discs, which apparently we're going to be penalised for.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
apparently that's an upgrade.
Yeah. So these things have 4G93, I think, the same as what was in the GSR Lancer, but it's a higher compression. It's probably got 2 thick rods, something like that. Not sure how I'm going to get rig it with airflow meters, but I'll figure something out.
It'll be fun.
And the battery in this one is bloody flat, so
this one may not start.
well, we'll see how good the jump starter is. I'm not going to be able to sleep now that Grandpa doesn't run.
We'll make Grandpa run today.
You want to be throttle man?
No,
go.
doesn't even need it. Look at it go. Look at it. Look at that
Got
radiator.
Bluetooth radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had been punched in the face, so
Yeah, and it's had previous repairs too, so it's cracked the bog in
been
half.
punched in the face a couple of times.
It'll be a thing of beauty.
This one, we don't care about this one. This is a Lexus that's got mismatching coloured
good.
guards apparently.
It's good at holding stuff.
That's Jake's car, we don't care. We don't care about that.
I definitely don't think I can fit in this one.
Oh, Baz. Do your stuff, Baz. Oh. Baz is good. Everyone's seen Baz. Come on, Baz, you can do it.
I hear nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
You can tell this is not scripted.
So what did Barry make on the dyno last time? Was 440?
Yeah, mid 400s. It'll have
440 or 450 or something like that.
It'll have that for about 60 foot, and then it'll have
And then it'll be rods out.
whatever 1/6 is less than that.
Oh, doesn't sound good. Come on, Baz. You can do it, Baz. Oh. Oh.
No, you're not supposed to leave injectors worth and all of them.
Come on, Baz. Do it. Do your thing. Yeah. It's gonna go.
Flawless.
Look at it. What a weapon. Yes, we meant to do that. Alright, shut up, Barry. Noisy bastard. Savage.
I think I might clean the injectors in that one before we race it.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
It's a little bit fluffy.
If anybody who hasn't seen Barry's the 1300 challenge car. We actually went 1280 or something, didn't it? For the $1,300.
And then now we're gunning for 11s.
Yeah, so it's got to race this guy, Kev. Kevin's the sicko.
Kevin is a sicko.
Kevin the Turbo V6 Mang. Yes.
Ironically, this is the car that killed, what, 3 starter motors and 2 batteries or some shit.
Yeah, and it will
I bet you
no
it's one
doubt
to run.
start flawlessly every time. Third time every time. Third pump, away it goes.
Get it.
Good on you, Kev. Kev, the sicko.
It's glorious.
Righto, shut up, Kevin.
Still sounds like shit.
It's because it's a V6 now. So what did we run with Kevin? It went 12. Did it run? It went 12, didn't it? It went faster than Barry. So it's gone 12. I can't remember.
3?
12.3, 12.2,
117.
12.4, something like that. So yeah, it'll go faster. I reckon Kevin will also do 11s. And then there's,
Those 2 are too smoky. We'll do them last.
we'll do them last. That one won't start. Yeah, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Here we go. Here we go.
Now you can let me talk about it. So about a year ago, I decided that I might want to try and do the stoppy turny thing. And a friend of mine, he has a few race cars, ended up selling this one to me. It's built, I think it's similar to Group A back in the day. Anyway, it's a very well built car. It's got Hilux diff, big suspension, all the fancy hydraulic, twin master cylinder shit that I know nothing about. It's got a 4AG in it. That's a full built NA thing with ITBs. What did it make?
180 something.
186 rear wheel.
Rear wheel.
So maybe this year or maybe next year when we're allowed to actually go to the track, I might video some facial reactions. I've got to figure out the third pedal and lateral G-force and deceleration G-force.
It is a pretty cool little car.
It's had some decent money spent on it. I only had to remove one bar and cut the bottom of the seat out so I could fit.
About losing some weight.
It's fine.
You have to stiffen up the suspension on one side now.
Can I stiffen it up?
Yeah, just on
Probably
the
should,
driver's
eh?
side to compensate for the weight.
You're a funny f***er, eh? How far off's your race car?
Start your freaking shit, Bob. Oh, look at it go. This is on 98 of it. Come on. This thing's got some pretty big cams and shit in it too, hasn't it?
290 odd something advertised duration. And forged pistons, that's why it sounds like the bottom end's about to fall out of it. Yeah, it's got stepped headers and all that shit. Aries pistons, powder rods.
It's got all the gear in it.
Yeah. It's got a Haltech PS1000 and a IQ3 logger dash, so you get some pretty cool data from the track. Lateral G-forces and GPS position, all that sort of crap. I don't even know if I can do it yet. I'll try.
So, I know you've been itching 187, was it? Rear wheel horsepower at how many RPM?
9,300. I told that to the guy who built the engine, he's like, you did what?
Bloody mental. And then
This thing, it's got bloody e-brake, yo, propulsion
E-brake.
valves,
you can power over.
AccuSump. It's got all the fruit. I haven't got any names for these ones.
Well,
This one used to be called
the
Betty.
86 doesn't have a name. We're not going to name that thing because that's just horrible.
We used to call that one Betty.
Betty?
Betty.
Really?
I think it was to do with that Kung Pao guy.
It's very yellow over here.
Betty. So this one's currently in a pickled state, which means I've got normal unleaded petrol in it with heaps of castor oil in it. So it may start, and if it does, it's probably going to be
Smoky,
pretty smoky.
and it's going to be rowdy.
And it has everything going against it. It's a mechanical fuel pump as well, so
It'll start.
something might happen if I can get in it. Who parked these cars so close together?
You? About to get rowdy, people. Alright, so for the people who don't know this car, you tell us a story.
Well, it's my 73 Corolla I've had for 20 years. It ran the first 7-second radial pass in Australia about 10 years ago. It's now nowhere near even in the top 40 in Australia. I kind of wrecked the combo about 5 or 6 years ago when I went and put this latest alcohol combo in it. It's made the car completely useless for anything other than drag racing. Even with roll racing, and it makes power in such a small band of RPM that it's completely untamable. So it's coming apart now, and we're going to actually put a 1.5J in it with a little T51R turbo and put traction control on it. And we might go and do a bit of roll racing and a bit more street driving again, which means I'm going to find my old underboot radiator setup, put all that crap back in it as well. I really like these road trip vents and drag week things. That'll do pretty good. It only needs about 850 rear wheel, I reckon, and it would be competitive.
So you're going to pull a few hundred horsepower out of it.
About 700.
So half the horsepower.
And instead of having a 1000 RPM power band, I'll make it so it's got like a 4000 RPM one. And then we can do some power management, and I might even go black engine and ditch the red and blues. Black engine and ditch the red and blues. Black engine, ditch the red and blues. Ditch the red and blues. Ditch the red and blues. Black engine, and ditch the red and blues.
That's the next logical step.
Big step for this car.
Are you going to be okay?
No.
Are you all right?
And then, because this motor is going to be sitting there complete, it's dangerous because we need motors for Kevin and RX-7s and stuff. Kevo would be sicko. That'll tear Kevo on your arsehole, that thing.
All right, next. Rotor stuff. This has gone 9.2, hasn't it? 144?
146.
146.
This is crazy,
13B
man.
turbo, and show the peoples.
You might have to be the throttle jockey. I can't get in.
What about losing any weight? Or?
Oh.
Maybe it's not going to go anywhere. That sounded a bit dead.
Remember that time you broke the starter motor in this?
Remember that time you had like that one time you were going to race it and snapped an axle?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember that time I went 920 in it?
Yeah, I do remember that too.
Yeah. What did you run in it?
940.
It might just be the weight difference, mate. Go again. It's
Very
getting
caster.
very smoky in here. We'll probably get carbon monoxide if we don't get out. So maybe we'll go and start the outside cars and the other cars in storage area B or storage area C.
It's getting a little bit out of control.
So you can't say we're biased. Look, we've got a Barra, a V6, a Rotary, a 2J, a 4A GZE, a 1UZ, some Mitsubishi junk, some Suzuki junk.
What the hell is that?
Can we start that?
I don't know if I want to touch it.
Are we going to put that on the video?
I'm not sure the world's ready for that.
Come on, man.
I'm not even sure I'm ready for that.
Gramps is dead, bro. Let it go. Oh, wait, look. Oh, Gramps.
Gramps is back.
He's back. There's more smoke out of Gramps than there was out of all the other cars.
Oh yeah. She's tired.
Oh. Gramps isn't healthy.
Gramps' aircon runs the whole time, eh? I don't even want to talk about it.
Come on, it'll be fun. You didn't like Barry ones. Barry's the same. This is where Barry started. Now look at the love for it.
Chris wants to drift a completely stock BA Falcon ute. I don't even want to video it. I'll video it. There may be a lot of beeping. Yeah, beep, 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 beep.
Show the people. Look at it.
Fucking hell, I'll get a battery.
All right, well that's most of our projects started and run for a little bit. We're going to start getting them ready to take out to the track. As of, I think today, they're starting to open up the tracks in little blocks for small groups of people. So hopefully we'll get onto a couple of them and get some cars out there and film. So the boring stuff you won't see is the next thing to do. We'll be pulling injectors, doing fuel, oil changes, all that kind of boring junk that nobody wants to see. Of course, there is plenty of cars that we didn't show you in this video because you've already seen them in other videos, and they're daily driven anyway, so it doesn't matter. So obviously we've still got Scott's 1UZ V8 turbo Mazda truck. I think that makes about 550 or something rear horsepower. We've got the 1JZ powered Mitsubishi L300 van, makes about 480. That's still kicking around. They're daily drivers. We've also got the little K26 Corolla, which is basically our little mascot car you've seen on the logo, and we've got the little Nugget KE10, which, of course, speaking of the KE10, in one of our Kevin videos, we pulled out an Innovate wideband to go into Kevin. Scott's mentioned that it came out of a KE11 project, and a few people's ears pricked up. The Nugget KE10 isn't it. There is another KE11 project, so that will be coming eventually. Obviously seen plenty of other future projects that we've got coming. So let us know which ones of them you like, which one you want to see more of, and which one you want to see next. Of course, we've still got Scott's V8 Supra rear mount turbo, bigger than your head thing going on, and of course this thing, which we'll be back into for next week. So we'll leave it there. So we're still waiting for some parts to turn up so we can get on with these, which is why you've got a video about starting up cars. Kenny. So hopefully we'll get some parts shortly and we'll make some more progress on this thing for next week. Hey Kenny, parts Kenny.
When you raced it, you had 100 freaking more horsepower.
Yeah, I still went faster.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, eh?
That's right.